Gentle Sleep Stories. Chapter 1. The Mirror in the Attic.
Lai's 13th summer started with a big sneeze. Achoo! Dust flew up when she stepped forward. She waved her hands in the air and wrinkled her nose. Wow, how long has it been since someone came up here? The attic smelled old, like flattened dried flowers, brittle books, and something she couldn't quite name, like the scent of time itself. Sunlight shone through a small window in the roof, lighting up the room filled with boxes stacked like little mountains. Lai nudged aside a stack of yellowed newspapers with her toe. It was the first day of summer break. She had thought she'd be sleeping in, eating ice cream, and watching TV. But then her parents were suddenly sent overseas for work, and with no one to look after her, she was banished to her grandma's old house in the countryside. No Wi-Fi, no convenience stores, not even a single kid around to play with. Just creaky old furniture and ancient light bulbs that might not even work. Well, let's just call this a treasure hunt, she muttered with a shrug. As she passed by the window, something caught her eye. A wind chime hanging from the wooden beam above. It wasn't making any sound, but the feathers tied to the end were swaying gently. "There's no wind," Lai whispered. She stepped closer. The feathers were faded but still soft. When the sunlight hit them just right, they shimmered faintly, with a silvery glow, like someone had hidden a breath of old memories inside. She stared at them for a long moment, as if under a spell. Then she shook her head and tapped her forehead. "Stop daydreaming. There's probably cooler stuff further in." She turned and walked deeper into the shadows behind the boxes. That's when she spotted it. A corner of deep red velvet, half hidden beneath a dusty shadow. The edge of the fabric was embroidered with tiny stars, stitched in sparkling silver thread. Like something a magician would use to hide a miracle, she crouched down. Her finger brushed the velvet, and a chill raced up her arm. Cool and sharp like touching. Something just pulled from the fridge. Laia gasped softly, her heart suddenly beating a little faster. She took a deep breath and yanked the cloth away. A tall mirror stood silently against the wall. The mirror's frame was bronze, covered in twisting vines and leaves. Small crystals were tucked in the curves, sparkling in the sunlight. A light layer of dust covered the glass, just enough to blur her reflection. "It's beautiful," Laia whispered. She reached out and slowly traced a curve on the glass. Where her finger passed, the dust came away, revealing her face beneath. "This thing's kind of weird," she muttered, frowning a little as she wiped more of the glass clean. Bit by bit, the foggy surface began to clear, like something was slowly waking up behind it. Suddenly, she felt a sharp tingle at her fingertip, like getting zapped by static. It made her jump. "Ah!" She pulled her hand back quickly. At the exact moment, the mirror rippled like water in the wind. Silver rings of light spread out, soft and quiet. "Whoa, what?" Lai's eyes widened. She instinctively stepped back, her breath catching in her throat. But before she could even turn around, a powerful force surged out of the mirror and pulled her forward. "Wait, no, ah!" She screamed as she was pulled into the glass. There was no crash, no shattering sound, only the dizzying feeling of falling, spinning, like she was being sucked into a deep, endless lake. Just before everything went black, she thought she heard a soft voice from deep within the mirror. "Welcome to the mirror realm." In the next second, the mirror was still again, calm and unchanged, as if nothing had happened at all. The attic was quiet. Sunlight still shone through the window, and in the air, only a few specks of dust drifted slowly down.